Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jump Up Supercast, the only podcast on the internet that, you know what? We're so excited for E3, we're gonna be uploading even in the middle of it.
Wow.
I'm your host, Will. Joining me today, Brandon.
E3 podcast. E3.
Muzamil.
E3 podcast.
We're so close. I can smell it. I can smell E3.
And Noah.
I can hear it in the distance. It's like that guy who sings in the behind the mountains. What's that song called?
The guy that sings Behind the Mouth? What?
Behind the mountains.
The mountains.
Behind the Mountains. Oh, the man that goes, ah! Yes, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of that song. All I know is that it's the song where the man yells. And that's that's a good part.
Yeah, it is a very good part. Hey, also, guys, we're behind because we missed the first day of E3 already.
We already did. EA, what great announcements did they have?
What a great conference. You know what? I didn't expect it, but they ended up being the best conference of the show. I don't see anyone being better, to be honest.
You know,
It's
genuinely,
wild.
you're being sarcastic, and I understand the sarcasm, but I feel like this year they might be good. I don't know why.
No.
The reason
baby,
why,
stop
and the
it.
reason you know why
No,
is because the universe is sick and it has a sick sense of humor. And this is the first year where everyone's given up. I don't know a single person that believes the EA can have a good conference.
No, but
this year.
you've already
And so-
jinxed them.
No, because I think because we don't think it will be good, it might be good. I think that's the thing.
No. Everyone, there's always one person every year who's always like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is the year. You know, they've had a lot of
Everyone's
shit years.
giving up.
Yeah, but you haven't.
This is the year.
You
This
are
is the
proving
year.
it wrong. You
No,
are that
man.
person. You are that man.
Anyways, we have other things to go on. You've already seen EA. We already know how it was. Come on.
Yeah, the first day, it was great, right? Tell us what
First
your
day
favorite
E3,
games were.
everyone loved it. Everyone loved when the man who was the bad guy in their own video game, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, was on stage talking about how he cares about the players.
You know, I really liked when they jerked themselves off for fixing Battlefront. That was my
I'm
favorite
excited for Unravel 2. That's what I'm excited for.
Or whatever is the equivalent, right? Because they always got to have that one. But anyways,
have a
we
cute
shouldn't
guy
talk about
come
this.
on stage.
The people that are listening already know more than we do.
That's true. That's true.
We are recording on a Thursday for clarity's sake. But just because you're listening to this on a Saturday, there's still news that happened this week. Good Lord. Just tons of games are leaking, are being announced.
I mean, let's be honest. We haven't seen E3 yet, but we've basically seen E3 at this rate. Jesus
We've
Christ.
seen a lot of E3.
It's like...
Last week we had an Assassin's Creed announced. Just Cause 4 just got leaked on Steam. Crackdown got delayed to E3 to 2019, February 2019, and Days Gone's coming that same month. So we'll have a battle of the big titans, Days Gone versus Crackdown 3, a game that may be making itself at this point through the power of the cloud. But I mean, that's all stuff that we can just hit that I just wanted to say out loud because good Lord. But we're going to have a little bit of a shorter podcast this week, I would say. Probably just because we want to... Well, we'll see. We'll see. But in previous weeks, we have done, the bigger news. I think that now that E3 is so close, there's so much news that is just about to come down that pipeline. I want to get right to the preview for the final of the big three. I mean... Let's be honest here. Our podcast is named the Jump Up Supercast, which is a song for the most recent Mario game. We're all boys that have an affection for Nintendo, right? Doesn't mean that we don't enjoy other things, but I mean, you just got to be honest with the things you like.
I mean, I think I can say I don't enjoy most other things.
Well, I mean, you're a problem. You're the problem with the world, not the good part.
I enjoy video games as a whole, and I don't. But I can't help but say I do have a bias towards Nintendo because I fucking love them so much.
The main event. That's why they're last.
No. I will listen back. I don't want to say quickly lastly before we get to Nintendo. I don't think we gave enough credit to the 4 games that Sony is showing. Those are 4 very big games.
Last of Us, whatever.
No, shut up. They're honestly 4 huge games. Shut up. I'm not going to let you do it.
Whatever.
I was listening to other people talk about how excited they were, and I was like, oh, we were probably unfair.
I mean,
but
is Spider-Man gonna have a game if he
Yeah, he doesn't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
how does that make any sense? Come on.
I don't know. I can't believe these
All right.
idiots at Insomniac. But
Let's
so there we
start
go.
talking about
But
the
let's
filler
get
like
to.
Sony. No one cares about them.
Shut up! I'm not gonna let you do this. Shut up.
Get to the real show,
Lord.
Will.
Muzzy.
Nintendo has a Nintendo Direct. We now know it's called a Nintendo Direct, which means that it will not use the slideshow format, because if you think that dumb arbitration means that they're going to use a specific format, you are
quitting
stupid.
The podcast. I'm not having this argument. If it's called a Nintendo Direct, there's a reason for it.
We have, if you want to hear the whole thoughts on this, check out the betting special between Moose and I. This is it's been months brewing, but what it does mean is that we're going to have a video presentation like we've had every other year, right? So what is the potential, the content, the stuff inside that makes that presentation, the E3s that we will remember? First and foremost, I mean, sort of the bread of this big sandwich that we might be getting, the Smash Brothers. I mean, let's be honest on our own personal history. We are in a chat room right now named Smash Chat. The three of you met because of Smash Brothers.
Correct. That is
Yep.
absolutely correct.
There is a passion for Smash among this group of individuals. I mean, there's just it's interesting, right? Because Smash isn't necessarily Nintendo's biggest franchise sales-wise, right? It's not as big as Mario Kart, not as big as Mario, right? But I would say for the E3 audience, for the type of people that are watching live on Twitch, I don't know if they have a bigger game besides maybe Zelda, you know? Like in terms of things that people just are ravenous for. People love Smash.
Smash is beautiful, right? Because it's like, no, if you're interested in any sort of Nintendo franchise, right? Like, it will probably show up in Smash Brothers, you know? And just that, like, that wonder of, is my favorite character going to show up in this new game, you know? Just that sense of, like, you know, I love this game, I love this franchise, is it going to show up in this game full of all-stars? Like, oh, it's exciting, you know? You're like, oh my god.
Well, here's the question, though. I look at Smash 4's roster. I say, there's not a lot missing. You know, like there are characters that are missing that have a lot of that people are asking for, right? But like
They pretty much covered all like
Yes.
they could. Like,
yeah,
The bases are covered.
All the bases are covered, right?
So
Yeah.
good.
I mean, we have Inkling announced. Inkling was the one clear ad in between Smash 4 and now. One, how do you think they will incorporate? Because if you look at like the way that they've done these spotlights, they're actually very different. Because with 2016, it was just Zelda. It was Zelda all the way. No other games. With Mario, we thought that it would be like 5 minutes of Mario. Actually, it got less time than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It got less time than Yoshi's Flippin' Island.
Well, okay, and see, this is where the difference between a Nintendo Direct and a Nintendo Spotlight comes in, William. Because
Gonna shoot you.
no.
Nope.
In a Nintendo Direct, they like to spotlight a select few games. Like in the Nintendo Direct in March, they put a big focus on Mario Tennis Aces, right? So, I would expect to see at least as much time they spent on Mario Tennis in the last one for Smash here, like minimum. If you remember in September, they also showed Xenoblade for a long time, you know, a honestly draggingly long time, along with Mario Odyssey for like a good 7 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. Smash Brothers is probably going to be a big part of this show. It's not going to be just like a 3-minute trailer.
I mean, let's be honest. Nintendo could have came to E3 this year with just Smash, and we probably also would have been like, that was pretty decent.
The four of us would be happy. And I don't know about Will, but the three of us would be happy at least, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I really want to see this game, you know? I want to see who's in it. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see I want to know everything about Smash Brothers.
Yeah, because we know absolutely nothing.
Nothing. We know zero.
I
We know that Inklings are in, we know Mario's in, and we know Link is in. That is it. That is the only official information we have about this game. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what it sounds like. Nothing, right? It's like, oh.
Yep.
I need to see this. Oh, man.
Anticipation is killing me.
Yeah, there's stuff floating around about Smash. I would say it's interesting because I think that I have disagreements. I think that because you said the Mario Tennis comparison right with the Direct, but I really view it in a completely different way because that type of long gameplay demonstration, long explanation, that's a Treehouse move, right? That's a Treehouse moment. That's what Treehouse is made for.
I mean, we
is
know
just sit here and
Masahiro
explain.
Sakurai is going to show up in the Nintendo Direct. He's not.
I mean,
going
we
to
know,
show
but
just
I
to
don't.
show
I don't
a
think that we're
2-minute
gonna
trailer.
get the Smash Direct. The Smash Direct was just for Smash, and it was 40 minutes, and it was 40 minutes of explaining in depth these like characters. You know, like they might do that, but what I want, right? What my desire is. If I was the director, right? If I'm looking at it, you look at you make Smash the thing that is the umbrella for everything that you're announcing. You know, like every announcement if you have an announcement for Metroid or you have an announcement for whatever, like just tie it into Smash. Have Smash be the thing that's like you go from this game, here's Smash again. Go to this game, here's Smash again. Just like
I mean, you
pop back in.
I mean,
Keep you excited. I think that is.
I'm into that. I mean,
that would
especially if-
require a lot of like Smash all the new characters having to deal with upcoming products, and I don't think that's necessarily true. You know, like
Well, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen, but I think it would be like a real kick in the dick if, like, let's say they're going to bring in a character in Smash who's from a franchise that people have been wanting an actual game from, and if the Inklings trailer is anything to go by with how these trailers are going to go with the newcomers for this game, you know, if they do it looks like a trailer for this kind of game, and then the character turns around and there's a Smash logo, and you know, if they're going to do that, that would be a real dick move, right? Like, oh shit, F-Zero game! Oh my god, I can't believe it! And then like the character turns
just
around.
kidding, it's just fucking Samurai
and then
Goro
people are
in
like, "Are you
Smash
fucking
Brothers."
kidding?" Like, I'm excited for it, but also, what the fuck?
Yeah, and also like I mean I don't know, I just don't think that necessarily works. Not just the way I would do it, but the way I think it'll happen is they'll open up with like a Brawl-esque trailer. Do you remember where it was just like 5 characters in one big
like
fucking
5
trailer?
at once.
Yeah. You know, Sakurai will show up. He'll talk about the game for a few minutes. Not too long, but, you know, a few minutes. And then they'll move on with the rest of the Direct, and then they'll close it with the newcomer announcement that ties in with whatever they close with, you know? So if they close with Metroid Prime 4, you know, they'll close off with the Ridley trailer, you know? For example, just like as throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, right? Is that like it doesn't have to be every single, but I think that also I want Smash to be sprinkled throughout. I don't want it to be like here's just the glut of Smash because I think that's too much. And I don't know. And like I mean Sakurai's going to be there, but I think Sakurai's going to be there to talk about new modes and features. I don't think that he's going to be there explaining this is how Corrin's back.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's how it's going to be.
works.
I'm just saying we're going to see an extended look at Smash Brothers. It doesn't mean it's going to be like exactly like Mario Tennis. Like they should. In September, like they just kind of talked all about Mario Odyssey. It wasn't necessarily like in depth, but it was just like, hey, like we have this camera mode, and hey, these are the different kind of worlds we have, and whatever, you know. And they just kind of went on that for a good 6 minutes. That I assume they're going to.
So you think it's fully when they put the format of Direct that they're not treating this like a bigger thing.
No, they're treating it like a bigger thing. That's not what I mean at all. But
So what are those bigger tier announcements then?
Why do we have to keep bringing it back to what it's called?
I'm not trying to bring it back to. That's all Will. But
What I'm saying is, but like this is the I mean what we're saying what we're talking about is
having
that,
a focus on Smash Brothers does not mean they're not going to have other bigger announcements. Like they can show fucking 20 minutes of Smash Brothers that doesn't have an effect on the rest of the presentation. You know, it's like I don't think that matter. It doesn't matter how much they show Smash. It doesn't affect that whether they're gonna show Fire Emblem or Star Fox or whatever the fuck.
I think I mean sure, but what I'm saying is I think that there's a better and worse way to show things off, right? There's a better and worse ways to get people excited, and I think that the Brawl-esque trailer, I think you said, is probably a fair guess, right? I think that unless they, I mean, the only thing I would argue is that like Sakurai said, he's like, I liked having each newcomer get their own trailer essentially.
But that was Smash 4, you know.
That's Smash 4. It's a different thing, different cycle. Obviously, I understand that, but like it is. I mean, Inkling got essentially their own trailer, but then no one else did. It would be weird, but it's fine. But what I'm saying is that like if you have there's a way to present Smash, I think, that builds you up or does it, you can be more or less effective. And I think that there are ways, I mean, just for example, we can turn to this. Their booths, right? Their booths every year for the last 2 years have been themed, right? They made the booth in 2016, Breath of the Wild. They made it Hyrule. In 2017, they made it New Donk City. In 2018, if Smash is the game, and do we think, by the way, do you think there's any other big game that they're holding close to their chest that could also be there, getting any type of like theme with it? No, I don't think so either.
I mean,
so if it's just gonna be
that,
Smash,
that's putting up a booth is the easiest thing to leak. You know, it's like because that'll be up on.
That's how Mario Maker gets leaked. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that, so if it's all Smash themes, like they're gonna have to be confirming a lot of stuff very quickly, right?
Well, yes.
Because we have to imagine that there'll be just 50 statues of all these characters just around their booth, right? And you can take pictures with them and pose with items from the game. Just full on do it for the Instagram,
that
you know?
That makes me so fucking jealous thinking about. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, they're going to do it up huge. It's going to be a big thing. And so, like, I think that for them, like, because they have the tournament right after, because they have all these situations, they sort of, like, need to be smart with their language about it in the treehouse. I mean, about it in the presentation itself in the direct, because we're going to see so much of it after. We don't want to be confused, right? So I think that they need to get to like the big stuff in a clear, concise way, you know. And I don't know that it'll be interesting, right?
Well,
but it's not.
I mean, I don't care how they do it. Like, I mean, like I know this will piss off people overall. But for me, I would not mind at all if literally it's the half of this direct is basically a mini Smash Direct. I am all for that. Mind either. You know, that would make me happier. You know, just to see really deep dive into this game. I want to because
I don't know if it would necessarily make me happier because like
I know, but I mean, there's so much to cover with this game though. Like it's not just roster,
and
right?
we're gonna have a lot of time though, right? Like, I think that's fine.
We have
I
the
think
tournament
that
after, so I mean. It's still,
I don't know.
They have the tournament right after. They have Treehouse right after. Like Mario Odyssey got a small trailer, but we walked out of Mario Odyssey at last E3 saying we know a lot about Mario Odyssey, right? I don't think necessarily. If you look at the Zelda trailer was 3 minutes long. Like I don't think that necessarily has to be 15 minutes.
Long,
it might be.
Sure, but that E3 all they did was Zelda. You know, day one was only.
I mean,
Zelda.
they're gonna be doing 7 hours of Smash, right? Like when you add up all the Treehouse days and the tournament, it's gonna be a lot of time, dude. So I mean, but that's a whole separate topic. I think we're just excited for Smash. The things that's why I really want to like argue about it because we want it to look the best it can look and it will look good, right? Like none of us think that it's going to be a port, right? At this point, come on.
No.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're porting. I can't believe their showcase game.
They're showcasing a port.
The same fucking game. It's disgusting.
So while we're on Smash, they're gonna be showing newcomers, right? We have to imagine.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's the main way you.
What are some ones that are in your brain right now? Not necessarily what rumors are saying, though. You can use those to inform your decision, but just what you feel. What are you hoping for?
Personally, it's like you said earlier. There's not many newer stuff to pull from. You know, like. The last 4 years of Nintendo, between the last game and this game, have mostly been kind of barren as we transition to Switch, you know? So traditionally a Smash game would pull from the recent games. I don't think you can necessarily do that. I think, especially coupled with the ballot they did during the DLC in the last game, I think it's going to be a lot more fan favorite focused. I think we're going to see specifically Ridley and K. Rool, you know? I think those two are... they're characters that the Smash fan base has been talking about for over a decade now. You know, Brawl came out 10 years ago, so it's been over a decade since we've been talking about King K. Rool and Ridley. So I think it's their time to shine. This is who this is who we're gonna. Now
this is time. Can I ask a question? And this is a genuine question that I've had a lot myself because I want Ridley, I want K. Rool. I've thought a lot about them in Smash, right? But do we think that there might be the problem of like them being big fish in small ponds necessarily? Like, do you think that because E3 is the biggest video game viewing audience of the year, right? Nintendo will not have more casual eyes on them than they will have in their presentation. Do you think pulls from people like Ridley and King K. Rool, who hasn't been in a game in 10 years, do you think that people that our more casual Smash players are like, who?
I mean,
Right?
I really do think maybe
but,
maybe
like, they'll have those characters. They'll have the fan favorite characters, and they'll introduce like newcomers, like from recent IPs, like fucking Springman or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, you gotta have
people that
arms,
will
that's
recognize.
gotta
I mean, more so, I think you couple in those characters with a big third-party character. That's the secret, right? Like, at
Yeah.
this point, the biggest characters announcements are going to be the third-party characters. That's just the way it is. We've covered so many first-party franchises. We've covered so many characters, right?
There's
So,
still so many.
So what do you think those third parties will be then?
I mean, I personally, it's this weird thing I have where I can't see what's a good fit in Smash Brothers. You know, like if you had asked me, I would have never guessed Cloud. You know,
Yeah. That's the thing, is that so much of
after
third party is
Cloud,
now
it's just
covered
like
too,
the
you know?
floodgates are open.
But it's just like I don't know where you go from here from the third party sentiment. But I'm sure Masahiro Sakurai can figure out a way to surprise us.
There's
To make it
plenty
work?
to go with, I think, that are very logical and very good choices. And I mean, obviously one of the most popular ones people always talk about are indie third-party characters like Shovel Knight and Shantae. Always get brought up, and I would love to see either one of them. Specifically Shantae, because I love those games so much. But like also Shovel Knight is great, and Shovel Knight is making himself quickly to become the guest character in just about every fucking game he can make his way into. So, this I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Shovel Knight. And he's got a fucking amiibo. I mean, come on.
So the Solaire, fingers crossed.
I guess. I mean, I personally wouldn't care, but like it would be a big deal if we see someone like Banjo-Kazooie. You know, like hey,
That would be the biggest
you know?
deal. Like, we said it what, 2 weeks ago, that if they announced that at like Microsoft's press conference, dude, that would be some history making shit right there.
Okay. On the note of Microsoft, I don't know how you all feel about this, but arguably this is the biggest character that could make it into the game. Minecraft. If Minecraft is in the game, how do you
Minecraft, Steve.
feel?
No.
I would not. I would not be into that at all.
Fuck off.
That doesn't
no.
appeal to us, but
It
like that's a
doesn't,
big.
but
Minecraft
fuck
is a
off,
big
no.
deal. You know, like
Minecraft is a big deal, and honestly,
that's a big deal.
okay. But if Microsoft is going to lend a character, it's got to be Banjo first, right? You can't.
Okay.
I think the backlash would be. I mean, I think it would be. It would. It's crazy because I think the backlash would be pretty fucking big if Microsoft was like, "Hey, we could put a character in Smash, but we don't pick Banjo-Kazooie." But
I mean, I don't think Microsoft would be picking. I think Sakurai would be asking for a character.
Sakurai. That's a
And so
very
I would
Sakurai
be
thing to do.
super
too.
disappointed if he put Minecraft Steve before fucking Banjo.
That's a
I mean, but I mean, like, if you look at what he did
But
with
Steve is
Cloud, right?
objectively
Cloud, he
a
said,
bigger
I
deal.
want the person, yeah, and he said, I want the person that represents Final Fantasy. That's Cloud. Cloud wasn't on a Nintendo system. I don't care. I want the guy that's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Microsoft rep, like, I mean, I'm not want Master Chief because Master Chief wouldn't fit. He's too serious and too normal looking.
He focuses on
like,
guns. Whatever.
Minecraft
Yeah.
is more relevant to Microsoft right now than Banjo is. Like, I mean, there's a chance, and that's the problem. Is it like, there might be. You can see the logic to how they get there.
Yeah, but like they're not trying to represent Minecraft or Well, I guess maybe I feel like Master Chief would have been chosen over anybody if they wanted to represent Microsoft specifically.
Sure, but I just think Minecraft is. You have to accept that it is genuinely one of the biggest gaming IPs ever at this point, right? Like,
No, you can't
like
argue.
it is. It's the best-selling game of all time. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Tetris beats it.
It's
because
not, but it's
downloads.
close. It's like top 5.
Yeah, but like it's fairly close to that. Just being in that top 5 is like, okay, you're one of the biggest deals ever.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't know.
people don't play Minecraft because of Minecraft fucking Steve.
No,
Regardless.
but he's the face of Minecraft.
People buy fucking
Kids wear
Minecraft
shirts.
merchandise.
Kids wear shirts that have Steve on it. Like that's the
they
problem.
do.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
a Minecraft stage with creepers and stuff, and that would actually be kind of fun. And I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it would be.
it would be wild stuff. I mean, like, I don't know. It would. Because people are like, well, he's so blocky. It's like, well, Game & Watch exists, like, who knows?
Yeah,
Like,
you can't argue that. If somebody said
that doesn't matter at
on
all.
their face. That's
yeah,
stupid.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's and so, maybe. I feel like, how many do you think we get in the trailer? Or in the direct itself?
3.
In the direct itself, I'm gonna go with 5.
Woo, 5. That's a big old
Harden.
number.
Yeah.
That's a big, I mean, if you're going for a Brawl trailer, that's it.
I think it's a Brawl style trailer. That's why, and I think it's a Brawl style trailer with the one newcomer at the end. That adds up. So yeah, 5 seems right to me.
I disagree.
I'll go for the middle ground and go for 4.
See, so like, if you're making the showcase, it feels like they have to show new characters. I feel like they need one make sense. People have asked for it, right? Which is like a Ridley. You need one that's like a Banjo or a third party, right? And that could be someone outside of Microsoft. That could be.
Yeah, we're focused on Microsoft, but there's a lot more third party characters.
There's a lot more third parties they could pick from, right? Like Simon Belmont and like other characters like that. They could be in.
Snake could come back.
Solid Snake could come back, and I feel like you need one that's like genuinely and truly obscure. You just need a
You
weirdo.
do that at E3 though?
Just give me I want.
Yeah, like somebody nobody. was
Chibi
ex-
Robo,
I want
baby.
one true weirdo.
Chibi Robo, get it.
I would
Chibi
not
Robo.
I would not do Chibi Robo at E3 2018.
Yeah, you do, dude. You gotta make it weird.
that
You
seems
gotta give
different.
somebody
That's
that push.
Okay. How about this? Hear me out, Muzzy. Chibi
All right.
Robo gets an after press or after the presentation trailer, like Wii Fit Trainer did.
At Treehouse. Yeah.
Yes, at Treehouse. Like
Yeah.
Wii Fit Trainer didn't. Sure.
I forgot Wii Fit Trainer was an E3 reveal. Okay, I guess you're right.
Yeah, and it was an announcement. That was the 3. You had one
Yeah.
third party Mega Man, one logical, one villager, and one weirdo Wii Fit trainer.
Yeah.
Right. And
Like,
then,
I mean, yeah.
and then like Pac-Man also wasn't. It was at E3, but afterwards in some weird meeting thing.
Yeah, it was like in a secret little press conference meeting that only a few people saw, and they were like, "What?"
Specifically, since we're on that, I think that format is dead. I think any non-direct reveal would happen at Treehouse Live at this point. Like that's just how they
Or
prefer
at the
to
tournament.
go about things. Or at the tournament, yeah, that's another
Tournament
possible
reveal would
venue.
make my peanut real good.
Imagine showing Ridley in front of 1,000 Smash fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the place to do him, honestly.
Oh,
That's the
Put my
place.
money on it. Put my money. I'm putting $20 on it right now.
Bandai Namco is making a new Donkey Kong country game. And
I want to have another
that's
bet,
what you see,
though, guys. But you guys probably didn't have in your betting contest.
Okay.
Okay. How young will Sakurai look at E3?
How will he be an infant at this point? Will he have Benjamin Button to the point where he can no longer speak?
Or will his race completely change and he will gain a lot of weight?
Oh.
If you Google Masahiro Sakurai, you might see.
Also, it's
who
the
we were
fucking
referring to.
main picture right now.
It's the main man. According
Yeah,
to Google,
when you-
that is Masahiro Sakurai.
Yes, he became that picture became the main picture. Like when you Google it, like when it's how like when you're Googling a person, a little picture pops up before you're done. Like that picture pops up. It's fucking beautiful.
It's a real treat. But so I guess one final thing for Smash. One final Smash.
We gotta move on from. We gotta move on from Smash. We haven't talked about what else they're gonna do.
Yeah, I know, but man, I mean, this is the one lock. This is the one guarantee. Everything else
Yeah.
is a question mark, and so it's the thing that's worth talking about. Do you think that there will be some weird game mechanic thing, right? Like at the unveil, like Brawl had it. Brawl had final smashes. Look at Link. He's swiping his sword a whole lot. Mario's throwing big old fireballs like you never saw him before. Do you think that there's something on the gameplay side of things that they will show at the Treehouse?
What the fuck did
Or
Smash
at the
4
presentation.
have? 8-player Smash.
Smash 4 did not.
Smash 4
have
didn't
that.
have much. It had 8-player Smash and it had Mii's. That Mii's were the thing at E3 for Smash 4.
These were a big thing.
I've seen an idea floating around on the internet that I've pretty like. I really want this to happen now. So if you played Smash Tour, which you shouldn't, it's a terrible mode.
It sucks.
At the end,
God
there's a
awful.
battle, and you use the characters you collected, right? But basically, each stock is a different character, and that idea in of itself is very
It's
cool, you know?
It's very cool.
So imagine being able to select like 3 characters. You know, every time you die, you're the next character that you pick. That's I think that's a really
Yeah.
cool idea.
I'm into that.
That's been in previous fighting games. I definitely would love that.
I would like that a lot. Or what if they made it like a tag
Does that
mode?
show in a trailer?
Yeah, because you show someone dying and then like the next character appearing. I think people will immediately know, like, holy shit, like what? Wait a second.
But they, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
that's a good idea. I don't know. It's hard. It's like I don't know where Smash goes. I mean, the reason I ask you is because I don't know where it goes. Like that's a genuine idea. Like it's a good one.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's
story mode, like if they brought back would be a big deal for everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that shows well.
cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, honestly, it's. I don't know if Sakurai would want to do this. I don't know if whatever. But I think Nintendo, since Brawl, has sort of like been willing to like show their brands crossing over a bunch, right? And I think that there was something that was just inherently fun about Adventure Mode in Melee. That you're in a Zelda level, that you're in a Mario level, that you're doing actual things from the games instead of this weird sort of like nebulous other planet that the Subspace Emissary had. So like I don't know, like I feel like if you just genuinely showed like an adventure mode that was actually like lifting from the games, that would be a thing that
Yeah.
would excite people.
Each
Yes.
franchise has so many enemies they can work with. Mario has all the Goombas,
Yeah.
the Koopa Troopas, all that.
Like, no, we were just talking about this while we were driving the other day. Like the same
Yeah.
conversation.
It's just and like, you know, my favorite part of Subspace was the Nintendo boss fights, right? Like fighting Ridley, fighting
Yes.
Rayquaza, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was very, very cool. Now if you expand that into like the generic enemies as well and the locations, that ends up being, especially when you throw in the third party stuff, right? Like, that's incredible. All right, please give us that.
Here's the idea. Simon Belmont is revealed in Smash, and Dracula now has access to the Nintendo universe. So you're going through Castlevania, but it's a bunch of weird Nintendo stuff. Chaos.
Oh, so good.
Chaos. Give me I want a weird thing, right? Like Smash 4, I like a lot. It did not have a lot of weird in the gameplay modes, right? It was weird, but it was bad weird. It was like Smash Tour, you're like, I don't know what this is. Break the Targets is now Angry Birds. Like, what's going on here?
dumb.
Like,
Yeah.
Smash Run was the one where I was like, yo, this is actually exciting. I love City Trial from Kirby Air Ride. But
Same.
I'm hoping that I will be excited about things for Smash outside of the characters, right? Is that, I think that's the thing that we don't, because Smash, the roster is so much the topic of conversation that sometimes the
yeah.
game modes itself can be forgotten. But I think that like Smash 4 is the ultimate example of like, especially for Wii U, of an incredible roster with game modes that outside of the core Smash, I did not want to engage in.
They sucked.
Right?
They were awful.
They were not good. Yeah.
And so like it's like that's kind of the place I hope where they improve the most because the roster is now so filled out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's Smash. 20 minutes of it. It's fine.
Which is about how much they're going to spend in the direct.
Will we spend more or less time? We probably will spend more time on Smash than they will end up spending on time. But it's fine. Nintendo has other stuff going on. They do, right? We have a couple of games out there right now that are floating in the void. Where are they? What's going on with them? First and foremost, the big announcement of last E3, I would say, the one that got the reactions, Metroid Prime 4.
I thought you were gonna
give
say
it
Yoshi's
to me.
Flippin' Island.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also Yoshi's
hey,
Flippin'
hey.
Island.
Okay, so
Metroid Prime 4.
I don't
Do we
know
think
how
we
much
see
you-
it?
Okay, here's the question. Is the next time we see Metroid Prime 4, will we see an extended look at the gameplay? You know? Because if we don't, then maybe... Because, I mean, I don't know how much you believe that their words, but they do say that games after 2018 will be featured at a later date, right? That doesn't mean that they can't do 2019 teasers, but can you do another teaser for Metroid Prime 4? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like
I don't
when we
think
see
so.
Metroid...
I don't think they get away with it.
We have to see gameplay, right? Like, we have to see
I think
gameplay.
it's either gameplay or nothing because I don't think they
Yeah.
give us another teaser. It's if they're gonna show it, it's gonna be gameplay. If not, they're not gonna
That's
show it
the
at
thing.
all.
If it's gonna be gameplay, that means that the game is ready to be released soonish or within the year. But if it's not, then why would they show gameplay of an incomplete game?
Yeah, I mean,
not
because
even
like
halfway
Nintendo
through
has,
development.
especially in the Switch era, right? They've really kept their cards close to their chest. They don't really show games until they're
Yeah.
a few months out. You know,
I can't believe it, right? We're in a year and a half in, right? Not one fucking delay. Every single game has been delivered on time.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly a product of like they just don't show the games until they're pretty close nowadays. So
Right.
I wonder like
If they show something, that means it's going to be released probably within this year. If they don't,
so I don't think Metro Prime 4 is coming out this year. Like full stop. It's,
Well, not this year. I think calendar year if they show it, like early 2019, like even like a
oh sure,
April,
like
May.
a spring 2019, right? Before next
Yes.
E3 essentially, right?
Yes. If they
Yeah,
show,
I mean,
if
in
they show
that
gameplay,
case-
it's going to happen before next E3.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption, right?
Yeah.
I think we could maybe.
I mean, I
see
think
it
that
as-
there's also a space in between extended gameplay and a trailer, right? I think that we right now know nothing besides just that it has
yeah,
a
we know
logo.
zero. Yeah,
We know zero, right? So I think that there is a trailer that is the scenario, right? That is like, here's what's happening in Metroid Prime 4. Not necessarily here's all like big gameplay changes, but just like, here's what has been going on, right? Like, here's a look at what the game looks like. I think that there's that type of scenario that can take place, rather as another option to here's a full 3 minutes of Samus exploring an environment,
Sure.
you know?
right.
Sure.
But I mean, just the way Nintendo does trailers, though. I don't know if I could see like. I mean, are you saying will it be in engine at least, right? Because
Yes, I think you'd be seeing
like.
like, you would be seeing in-engine things, but I don't think you might not
Right.
necessarily see Samus's visor. You know, you might not be in the helmet.
Well, I think even that shows that it will probably come within the calendar year.
Because I just don't see them doing a CG trailer. You know what I mean? Like
don't
I
either.
cannot
No, not Nintendo,
see them
no
doing
way.
that.
No.
So that's why I wonder like what do you
Yeah,
what
so,
do you
I mean,
show
I don't know.
with
I think
Metroid?
I think Metroid Prime 4 will have cutscenes. I think it'll have, like a general
But like the thing with
scenario that they can
Metroid,
explain.
I think like that is one of their ace in the holes right now, right? It's like if they show that, that's like guaranteed like positive coverage, right? Like people will be happy for assuming it looks good, you know. But I think
there's no
Metroid Prime-
guarantee.
Yeah. But I think we can say Metroid Prime 4 is one of the easiest crowd pleasers they have in their arsenal right now, you know.
Right.
So
My heart says yes.
I believe in it. We're gonna see Metroid Prime 4. I think we're also gonna see Metroid Prime Trilogy.
I mean, my heart
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
say yes or no on that. Although I would buy
But
it.
we already got the trilogy.
Yeah,
On-
but no,
on Switch.
On the Switch. I would buy it again. I would. I mean, I never bought it on the Wii because I already owned it. But at this point, I would
It's
buy it.
been long enough.
It's been long enough. I'm sure the game would look better than ever. I was a
Yeah.
little
I look
off-
forward to the complaints about its pricing because you could get it on Wii U Virtual Console.
Well, no, but, I don't care about
I
that.
look forward to those complaints.
Well, they might pull a quick one like they did with Tropical Freeze.
An HD remaster of Prime Trilogy is worth $60. Like,
It's worth it.
People
to
are gonna
me.
complain.
And also,
Yeah.
I didn't want to play it on the Wii because it might be in the minority here, but I would rather play Metroid Prime with a controller than with a Wii remote.
oh, that's fair. I mean, I prefer the Wii style controls, but I assume. Well, I wonder though. I never played Prime 3. Can you rework that into a controller? Is that feasible?
Yes, and I would like that. I would, because I keep thinking about, man, I really want to go back and play Prime 3 again because that game is great. But I'm like, I don't wanna. My arm would get tired.
You know what my biggest thing with that is? Like, I don't want to plug in the sensor bar.
Yeah,
You know, I don't want to plug
want
in
to
the
hook it
sensor
all
bar.
up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean that's a believable thing is that like you might do they might do a repeat of last year where here's Metroid Prime 4 and then some other Metroid 3 going on in the meanwhile.
I mean, like what they did with Bayonetta, right? Like we got Bayonetta 1 and 2 announced at the same time. Well, granted, that was more of a teaser trailer for 3, but they wanted to kind of put that together. I feel like seeing the same thing for Metroid isn't that crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and what I was saying is that they did it last year, right? Like it's this thing where like I mean it's hard because it's been a year, but like we lived in a world a year ago from now where Metroid was a dead franchise.
Yes.
And now we are looking on the barrel of a big new entry, and
Now we
also
are blessed. We are blessed by Reggie himself. Thank you.
thank you, Reggie.
Thank you.
So that's exciting. Another
we-
exciting one, another one that's moving on up I think it's a franchise on the rise. Fire Emblem was announced for Nintendo Switch.
Baby.
Way back in January of like
every
2000.
goddamn direct we've had since that game was announced, I'm like, okay, this is the time we're gonna see Fire Emblem, right? Like in the January when the lead up to the January direct. Okay, yeah, Fire Emblem will show up here. Like, come on. When we were coming to the March direct. Okay, we have to see Fire Emblem now, right? It's coming out this year. We have to see it now. We're not in June.
This is the time.
I'm slightly more concerned now, like if it'll make it out this year. I'm sure it still will, but like if it is, you have to see it now, right?
No, Muzzy, they said 2018, and they've stuck by
They said
their word.
2018. All right, I'll believe them.
I believe it.
In that
We're
case,
seeing
yes,
Fire
we
Emblem.
genuinely have to see Fire Emblem now, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because before today, before like kind of E3 season started coming up, I would have never saw Fire Emblem as an E3 reveal. You know, that's not the kind of game I would think you would showcase at E3. But I guess Nintendo thinks otherwise nowadays, right? I guess.
Well, I mean, it's a fucking money-making machine now.
After how well Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates and Heroes and Warriors, all these games
Warriors
did
even.
super well. Yeah, even Warriors sold over 1 million. Right?
Seller, baby.
Clearly they have high expectations for Fire Emblem, and I think we've kind of heard it from the producer already. He kind of teased this last year, but the production values of this new Fire Emblem game are going to be insane. I really think that, you know, it's going to be a looker. You know, they spend a lot of money on this game. They're gonna spend a lot of money on this game. I really think that, and I think it's gonna show.
People are gonna have feet in this game, man. It's we got that feet technology now, boy.
Because like one of the understated things I thought of Fire Emblem Echoes last year, if you play it, the production values are insane in that game, especially for a 3DS
it's so
game.
good.
And every line is fully voiced in Fire Emblem Echoes.
Yeah,
you know
that's on the 3DS, man.
Imagine them going all out on Switch. Oh, it's gonna be a treat. I really think that.
And it's a thing where we've seen a lot of franchises that have sort of, I would say, if I wouldn't say treading water, haven't been growing, do well on Switch, right? We've seen games like Kirby, where like Kirby Star Allies wasn't like a revolution in Kirby technology, but it just did crazy numbers, right? Because there's just a thirst for software on the Switch.
Exploded at launch. Yeah.
So it's interesting that Fire Emblem, which is a series that has been growing, right? Like Awakening saved the series, and then Fate sold more than Awakening. Just what it could do with now a excited console audience ready to look at it, right? Ready to give it a shot. Because I'm sure that there are people that didn't have 3DSs that said, I would love to give Fire Emblem a shot, but I just can't. And now they can try that on the Switch, which is exciting.
And I mean I think the graphics especially are gonna really help with that, right? It makes it easier to dive in with
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm real excited to see where Fire Emblem goes on Switch. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but genuinely, it might be right up there, right after Smash Brothers for me personally, just because how much I love the Fire Emblem. You know,
I would say
I really want to see this game. I'm very, very excited to see it.
no. I'd say it's third. I think I'm more excited about Metroid. But of games we know about,
but even third, you know, it's like
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. It sounds a little weird, right? But it just to me personally, though, I want to see this game.
for games we know about, I'd say it's third. There's games that we could maybe hear about that I think would surpass it.
One of them that would personally rise up for me. Do we think it's time for Animal Crossing?
That's the one. That's the one.
God,
boy. That's
I
the one.
hope. God, I hope.
I would
You know,
do
like,
a dance.
There's this joke, right? How every time a game is shown off or anything, right? It's always like, oh, this game is perfect for Switch, right? People always fucking say that about everything. I fucking say that about everything, you know? But Animal Crossing is truly one of those franchises, right? It's like we have never seen it in HD, right? And because the way that development was split between...
excuse me, we had a Meeple Festival. Boy.
Pocket
Meeple
Camp.
Festival. Yeah, Pocket Camp. Okay, all right. But because development was split between 3DS and Wii U, right? Like, we saw a pretty amazing new entry in New Leaf, but it was stuck on the handheld, right?
Right.
And people say Animal Crossing is perfect for handheld, but now we have a handheld that is also can produce these beautiful graphics, you know, and that's exciting. That is so exciting for Animal Crossing to be able to combine.
Because
those
Animal
two
Crossing
things.
is a series that benefits from portability, just by its
Yes.
nature, and not even necessarily bringing it out into public, but just it's a game you want to lay down in bed and play. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's just the fucking best game for, like, and I didn't think that, because I obviously played the first one right on GameCube, but then when Animal Crossing Wild World came out, and it was just like, oh my god, this is just perfection. These together, playing Animal Crossing on the go, it was like, I can't go back now. And I skipped I skipped City Folk because of it. I just looked at it, I was like, oh, it's Wild World 2, but like I can't bring it with me. Fuck that game.
And you weren't the only one, right? Like Wild World sold a lot less comparatively to City. City Folk sold a lot less compared to Wild World and New Leaf. You know, so I think clearly what people are saying is like Animal Crossing is a series I want to play on a handheld, but now we're not held back by limitations of a handheld. You know, and that is
and if you
exciting.
look, like City Folk was just not a game that added a lot, right? Like
Right.
New Leaf
Yeah.
and Wild World are sort of the two big jumps for that series.
Yes.
Do you think what do you think they could? Because I think that the town management aspect of it in New Leaf, right, of you being the mayor and of
Very
having
good.
projects and having town ordinance and all this other stuff, in addition to the main street, like really just brought so much of that game. I was a person that liked Animal Crossing before, but New Leaf gave me so many obtainable goals and things to build towards while still having the laid-back charm the series has. Do you think that there's spaces to add? Do you worry that with a game like Animal Crossing, there's a balance to strike, that you don't want to have too much trying to overload you? This isn't SimCity. Like,
Right.
how do you feel about where the series should be looking at where to improve?
I wonder about that, right? I mean, I'm not a game designer, so anytime you ask me this kind of question, I'm always like, oh, I don't know what to do. But I don't know. I mean, it cannot be New Leaf Plus, though. You know, like I really
No,
think
it can't. That's the thing. But Will brings up good points where you can't have too many things going on at once in Animal Crossing, because it really
Right.
defeats the purpose of Animal Crossing itself, where it's so relaxed
Right.
and laid back.
I mean, the loop of Animal Crossing is perfection, right? Like,
Yeah.
just the way you can the pace that that things go, and yeah, maybe you're
But
right.
it's
like,
it's your own like idea of perfection, which I think is one of the best
Right.
things about the series is somebody could be focused on building everything that they possibly could for the town. There could just be another person who wants to just plant flowers everywhere, or everybody has a different idea of what they think the perfection of their town is. Somebody could be like, oh, well, I don't care about the fish, but I want to get all the fossils, or there could be the person who wants to get everything, or the people who just don't care at all. Like, it's just beautiful. That's the best thing about that game.
Yeah. And so you don't want to have there be too many guiding rails. You know, you don't want to
Exactly.
be like, this is the way to play. I think that Pocket Camp sort of suffered from that a little bit, right? Like,
Yeah. But
That-
actually,
was
just
guided.
talking about this, I guess I had the idea of what would be the big thing. I guess I think you go all in on online stuff. Honestly, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I agree with that.
I think making sure that that playing with friends is as seamless as possible. Because in New Leaf, it was fun to play with friends, but it was also a pain in the ass. You know, hey, open up your train, and then you do this, and you do this, and it's like it takes. There's a billion steps just to get into your goddamn friend's town.
Yeah, it needs
you know?
to be very seamless. Like,
just-
when you're playing, if you're connected to the internet, I want it to be where anybody can just show up that's on my friends list.
Yes. If there's like an easy drop in, drop out aspect online, I think that would be very, and just maybe expanding the things that you could do with a friend.
Yeah.
I think just going all in on online features would be the best way forward for Animal Crossing. 'Cause-
More mini games, more way to share stuff, all sorts of things
Yeah.
like that.
And a really good way to push that $20 service, right?
Yeah. I mean, they do need to build up a library, right? I mean, that's genuinely a thing that they need to consider. But looking at it, there's a couple of games that are rumored stuff that we could potentially talk about. Star Fox and Grand Prix, the whole retro thing, will be a thing, maybe.
I don't think we see it yet.
We talked about
But-
it a little
That's my
bit
gut
already,
feeling.
though.
I want to ask, do you think this has been a leak-heavy E3, right?
Yeah.
That Star Fox Grand Prix would have been an insane announcement if it was at this E3. Not necessarily saying it is, but like it got leaked, so now we'll be like, oh, okay, this is what it is.
Oh yeah, there it is. No, yeah.
There it is. Do you think that there is the capability for Nintendo's E3 Direct to have a surprise, to have a genuine like, oh, whoa, wow, what?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well, but where do you think that comes from? Does that come from first party? Does that come from third party? Because there might be something.
First party wise,
honestly.
well, but is Animal Crossing really that big surprise, right? Like, it's not.
Animal Crossing is not like an out of nowhere. Like Mario plus Rabbids last year, you know? Like, even though that got leaked, the surprise was the quality of it.
All right, okay.
And even then, right? Like, we just had a Mario game release, a big Mario game. We just had a big Zelda game, right? Smash Brothers, we know is coming. They're running out of these franchise, the known quantities that you know are gonna hype people up. You know, we're kind of running out of those. We honestly are, right? So I wonder where from first party we can get that, you know, and I don't know. Star Fox Race, I think Star Fox Grand Prix could be one of those, even though we kind of know about it. But
the details of it could surprise you, right?
Yeah. But even then, I'm trying to rack my brain, but it is getting harder, right? Because
do you think that we see a Mario and do you think we see a weird crossover, right? Just
Weird
someone
crossover at this
touching
E3?
a series that we don't expect.
No?
I don't think we do. Again,
Not necessarily like characters crossing over, but like a company touching a series that we don't.
Okay, so
we're
like
not
a
used to.
Fire Emblem Warriors kind of situation.
Yes, that type of situation. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's where the most likely chance of just like a what is, you know? Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know for sure. I mean, that's the thing, is that is both fun but makes it hard to talk about E3, is that like there is always the capacity for insanity. There's always the chance of
And I mean, just with
it just going nuts.
Just with Nintendo specifically, right? It's just like they have so many weird stuff going on always, right? Like, I mean, last year
Labo happened since last E3, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Like, who saw that one coming, right? So I don't know. They're wild company. Who knows what we'll see from them? But I really think, though, I guess because we have been talking mostly about first party stuff. I do think this is going to be a more third party heavy E3. You know, like we got.
I wouldn't say heavy, but heavy in comparison to maybe.
I guess not heavy in terms of like the big announcements. Like, I mean, obviously the biggest things in a Nintendo Direct will always be what Nintendo's making, right? Always. But
Yeah.
you know, I think that in terms of like sheer quantity, though, I think we are going to see a lot more third party stuff. Like, we just got a recent, I don't know if you'd call it a leak, but we know that Konami is having a new game this year, you know, and a compilation.
2 new games.
One's a compilation and one's a new game, right?
That was the thing I was going to mention for Smash in the tie rounds, is that, I mean, Castlevania Collection plus New Castlevania plus Simon and Smash.
Oh, that'd
baby.
be fantastic.
That's
yeah.
a very.
Baby.
I mean, that's a.
So I mean, like, yeah, we could see a new Castlevania premiere at Nintendo's thing, right? I
think that they need to be smart, right? I think that part of the thing that was so bad about the Wii U's third party at launch was that it had a lot of it, but it felt very unintelligent. It felt very like darts at a board, right? Just like randomly, we're closing our eyes and Ninja Gaiden 3, Mass Effect 3. Here's another weird thing. Like, I think that it was smart last year to show Rocket League, right? I think that showing Castlevania would be smart. I think that they should not try to emphasize things like if you're doing Fortnite, sure, but don't be putting
Fortnite will be at the conference. I mean, at the Direct, like guaranteed that they will show Fortnite. They will talk about Fortnite.
But like, I don't know if you want Paladins for $30, which just got announced. You know, like they probably will, but I don't think that helps them. You know.
But yeah, sure. But like, I think also though, just with the benefit, I joked about things being perfect for Switch earlier, right? I think, but part of that does come with even late ports get excitement from the Switch audience, right? Like Undertale was announced and people are like, oh my god, I want to play Undertale on Switch, right? So just seeing Dragon Ball Fighters, for example, which got leaked, you know, I think that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'd love to play that on my Switch, you know.
That's the thing we didn't really talk about either, was like ports a lot, which I mean Mario Maker I think wouldn't surprise me really at this point. Or
New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, mark it down.
New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe is actually heavily rumored.
Yeah.
I would be whelmed. I would be
I mean,
whelmed. I would not be hyped. I would not be de-hyped. I would just be there.
I don't know if that's a thing you show off at E3 though. Is my thing, right? Especially because
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're
any other port I could see, right? But New Super Mario Bros. U is just like the most anti-hype announcement of all time. You know?
Do they know that? Right, Reggie when Wii U launched was like, baby, we never launched with the 2D Mario before.
I know, but
like they think it's a big deal.
I would hope after the Wii U announcement, I would think that they're not going to be too focused on New Super Mario Bros. U, you know? Like it's just like even like a thing like Tokyo Mirage Sessions would get more excitement than goddamn New Super Mario Brothers, you know? It's just But
anyways, I think that there's still the capacity for surprises on multiple ends. Like Brandon said, there's just so much that can happen at E3. And we'll be there for all of it, obviously. You know, like this is I mean, it's all E3 is fun. I guess because we're at the end of our sort of preview and we're gonna get to the list. Before we get to that, E3 is just it's a once a year thing, right? It doesn't happen, you know, more than once, and so it's always fun to appreciate. Even a bad E3 can still be a fun E3. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess that's
it's Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer killed a conference, but it made so many good memes. Just all that PS3
on $599 killed that conference.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is that I mean that conference killed a console, but man, all the memes,
console,
you know.
Yeah. Just to note though, Kaz Hirai, no longer CEO of Sony, he's gonna show up at Nintendo Direct to announce Ridge Racer 8. I believe this is going to.
I believe it as much. You know what? We live in a world where anything could happen.
Bring in the Peggle
and that's what's
2.
the fun of E3. E3, anything can happen.
I want that Peggle 2 dude to come out and say Peggle 3 this year.
He was so excited.
He was so excited. Nobody cared. And fuck you. Peggle's fun, man. All right?
Peggle, I played a lot of Peggle too. But that is, I mean, I guess that's the general sentiment is have fun at E3. Have fun. It's fine. Don't be looking at Crobecat talking about all the cringe and all the lies that the in-game industry tells you and how everything's evil. Like, sure, that's all true, but put that for the week after E3, you know? When you're at E3, have a fun time.
And line up your controllers, all your consoles, and just pray to the video game gods that everybody has a good E3. Everybody. EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. Because if everybody's doing good, we as consumers are doing good. So just look forward to it.
Yeah, don't let your console warrior goggles blind you.
Everybody come out swinging. Do a great job. Show me some fun games.
I'm excited. But you know what else I'm excited for besides E3?
Despacito 2.
You know it. It's always on my mind. But also, the list.
Oh.
The list.
Last week on the list, we added one of the most contentious and just strangest list segments on the podcast to date. Donkey Konga narrowly beat Metroid Other M.
It did beat Metroid Other M.
It narrowly beat, but it did beat Metroid Other M.
No, if it was
on the list. Noah added it. What a wild time it was. This week we have Muzamil bringing it to the table. What do you got for us?
That's a good question. I have for us, you know what? We were talking about E3, talking about Nintendo specifically. I figure we should. I think most of us are really excited for Smash Brothers, right? Let's rate Smash. Let's put a Smash Brothers game on the list. I think it's about time. And
which one?
Specifically, I would like to put up Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh, here you go. We're here.
I knew it.
Okay, hold on. We gotta set biases aside of how you feel about the community, about how you feel about how people perceived Melee. Just the game.
Yes, let me. Okay, for me, this is the first Smash Brothers game I played. Okay, I'm sure you all of you played 64, but I think I can say that Melee was probably the one that you got most into as a kid, right? Yes. I'm assuming here. This game is very special, you know, like the reason, at least with Brandon and Noah, I know, I don't know about Will, but the reason that we joined the Smash Brothers forum, the reason that we were so excited for Brawl was because we love Melee so much, right? Melee was just, it's a fantastic game.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome.
I can still remember the first time I played this game. You know, I went over to a friend's house, and he had this purple lunchbox called the Nintendo GameCube. I was like, okay,
It had a handle.
It did have a handle. This was the first time I saw a GameCube. It was the first time, and he boots up a game, Smash Brothers. So I'm like, okay, that's what is this? I don't know what this is. And I see Mario, and I see Link, and I see Pikachu, and just like all these characters that I love, and a bunch of characters I don't know, you know, fighting each other. And it's incredible. Like I'm introduced to so many new worlds through this game, right? It's amazing. And so Melee itself is a fantastic product. Obviously, it is roster-wise not nearly as good as the new entries, obviously, right? But I think
But that's every fighting game.
But for the time, you know, like it added a bunch from Smash 64, you know. Just thinking of it being only 2 years after Smash 64, just how much content they added. The adventure mode was really cool. You know, trophies are my favorite thing in the world, and each trophy was basically a new model that they made. You know, the entire soundtrack pretty much was remixes, right? At this point in time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So I don't know. Melee. To me personally, I think it has the best stages of the franchise. This is just a personal opinion of mine.
Percentage-wise, I agree.
Yeah, percentage-wise, yeah. I don't know. This is a fantastic game. It plays great to this day. You know, like I can still go back to Melee and have a lot of fun, even if I do personally prefer Smash 4. I don't know. I adore this franchise, and this game is the root. So a lot of this will come for me just as a bias, but like this game is the root of why I love Nintendo and therefore video games so much, you know? Like this is just such a formative game for me. I would put it very high. I want to put Smash Melee above Mario Kart 8.
I agree.
Too high.
Yeah, I think it's too high.
Here's the deal with Melee. It's outside of Street Fighter 1 to 2. There is no bigger jump in entries from one fighting game to another, right? Just the sheer amount of stuff. Like, if you look at Smash 64, the game is fun. It does not play incredible. It does not feel the most fluid, right?
No, but it was the first in the series, and that got the big shocker of all the franchises, all-stars. All the Nintendo All-Stars.
But like there were ones missing. Like Bowser wasn't playable, you know, like Peach wasn't playable. Like there's just Zelda is not in the game. Like there is something.
Yeah, but you got all the franchise covered. You got Mario, you got Link, you got Kirby, you got Pikachu, you got Fox,
but like just the
Falcon,
jump,
which is the playable character before he was even fucking.
But I mean, as a sequel though, like
as a sequel, just the stuff that you were adding, right? Not just the roster, but like Moose said, the single player, right? That there is an adventure mode that is fun. That there is. I cannot speak how much to what Smash, as you say that Smash is the all-star is an all-star game, and it is an all-star game on the N64. But Smash Melee is where it became a celebration of Nintendo as a company. Right? Yes. Where characters were positioned in ways, the trophies is one of the most ingenious things I've ever seen in a video game. I love it so much. Because what it did was, as a kid, when I played Melee, I didn't know that Mario was bigger than the Ice Climbers. I knew vaguely, but like, for me, all of these characters were being put on the same platform. You know, like, there was no clear delineation of like, these are the big boys, these are the tiny ones, these are the big hitters. So for me, all of these characters were important. All of them were a big deal. All of them felt like they earned a trophy in Smash, right? Like, and when you unlocked them, it was fun. And I think that you cannot ignore the fact that the GameCube controller is by accident, the perfect controller for Super Smash Brothers. You know, like, it is just untouchable.
Okay, but that doesn't give you a case for this game.
I'm giving you. I mean, like it controls incredibly well.
Okay,
right?
but
It just
also
feels
you could
so
use a GameCube
good.
controller in Brawl. You can use a GameCube controller in Smash 4.
We're not comparing it to that. We're comparing it to the things on this list, right? I think that I had as much fun playing multiplayer against in Smash Melee growing up, and still playing it now. I played it in the last 2 months with an individual and with a whole group, right? That I had with Mario Kart 8 in casual play, right? Because there was still a capacity to have because we now think of Melee as the competitive Smash, right? Because of what's happened since.
Yeah,
but the game has just as much of a like free for all aspect. Everyone just get in and play. I didn't know that Melee was the competitive game.
Knows how to play competitively. Then nobody else can play because it's not fun.
Well, that's true. That's true of every fighting game. That's true of every game, right? If one person's really good at Mario Kart, they're gonna win most of the time. I have an 80% win rate against Musamil.
Mario Kart.
I have an 80% win rate.
Not 80%,
but Mario Kart 8 is a very balanced game.
It's not. I mean, if you say balance means that skill doesn't factor into a victory, then that's a different interpretation of balance.
But skill doesn't put you fucking light years ahead of something.
This is, well, I mean, that's like saying that, like, should there be random chance in, like, Overwatch? Should there be random chance in any game that, like,
random chance? I'm just saying, like, somebody who's very competitive at Melee can just literally make it not fun for somebody else.
If any of us played Smash 4 against a person who never picked up the controller, we could beat them 90 times out of 100, right? 99 times out of 100.
Sure, but they'd
like,
be able to
that's
catch
just
up
the
to
nature
us
of the
faster
beast.
than somebody who knows how to play a
but if we
game.
played 0, we would all lose. We could play 0 3-1 and we would lose.
Yeah, you know? And that's in Smash 4, right? Like I don't get, and also the fact that there's a higher skill ceiling is a negative. I don't understand that, right? Because you can still, like you're saying, like, well, there's the one guy that's really good.
Oh, it's a perfect game that anybody can jump in and have a blast.
Yes,
well,
yes, anyone can jump in and have a blast. That's totally true.
That's not true.
Brandon, Musamil and I were I was 6. Moose was 5.
Yeah,
we played it until Brawl came out.
All right, we played this game as like fucking teenagers. All right,
You're saying anyone can't do it, but 6-year-olds can do it, but also it doesn't matter because we're babies. This is not logical.
You guys are like coming at this like, oh, it's my first Nintendo game. I thought Ice Climbers and Mario were as popular as each other. That's a different perspective than we have.
I want to. We're not going anywhere.
Me and Noah haven't even had a chance to share our perspective here, and you guys are like building this game up like it should be at the top of the fucking list. When every Smash after
that's what we're arguing for.
Better,
so yes, we are building
every
that.
Smash after it has been better. So you're gonna put the top fucking 5 games are all gonna be Smash.
No, okay. Can I mention something about Melee that it specifically does better than both its predecessor and both its successors? I think the single player content. I think the single player content of Melee is the best in the Smash franchise by a country mile. Okay, just
Brawl's better.
I agree with that.
Brawl's much better in single player content.
No, because but I think Adventure Mode was a great addition. Having individual target smash.
Adventure Mode was an amazing addition, yes, but that's it.
No, events were new and they were the most important they've ever been.
Events are also in Brawl.
Events
in Brawl were not as good as the ones in Melee.
They were not as good as the ones in Melee.
What?
The individual target smash. The individual target smash, having a mode that tests your knowledge of a character's moveset the way that Target Smash did, that no other
Target
Smash game
isn't
has
gonna
done
fucking
since
sell
then.
me. I agree on the Target Smash thing, but that's not gonna sell me on making a case that this game is better than the games that followed it.
I mean, to me,
well, the games that followed it aren't on the list. What we are comparing it to is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Right, but here I am thinking about, okay, well, if I put it above Mario Kart, I know, for me, every single
that's a conversation for another day.
That has come out. Well, it's not better than Mario Kart 8 either. I'll tell you that.
Okay, well, then argue that.
No.
Mario Kart 8 is a lot more fun. It's a lot more accessible to people that are, if you want to say, a game that anybody can jump in, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a lot more accessible for people to jump in and have a lot more fun.
But that's not the only, but what I'm saying is that Smash has people that are still, that can it has both a higher ceiling and a low floor, right? It can do both. Mario Kart, you have people that are doing crazy time trials, but that is not the market of people where there is this place. The game has a capacity for more growth in it, like that you can spend more time to improve and get better. And that doesn't mean that necessarily you have to be a competitive guy, right? Because I wasn't a competitive guy. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know what competitive video games were. But me and my friends, we want to get better against each other because that's just the nature of the beast, right? With Mario Kart, we have the understanding that, like, Will's going to win most of the time. If we play Mario Kart with any of my friends, Will's going to win. They're fighting for 5th and 6th place, you know? That's just the nature of the beast. So I don't think it's this idea that it's inherently more accessible, because for a lot of them, they're more frustrated playing Mario Kart because of the items, right? Like, I like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I agreed with putting it as high. When we put it up here, I was fine with it being where it was. But what I think is that Smash also has more variety in the experience of what the game is. Mario Kart 8 is racing done well. Smash has, within that core constraint of fighting, there's also a completely different mode type with adventure mode, right? That's a completely different way to address the idea of gameplay, right? The Target Smash, like Moose said, is a brilliant implementation of the idea of a platform fighter.
Are you just ignoring the fact that Mario Kart has fucking battle mode?
I'm saying that Mario Kart battle mode was added in, and it's fun, but it's not like, it's not a full exploration of the idea. There's 3 of the modes in battle mode are not great.
Okay, hold on.
It's not even.
Brandon, I need to ask you a question. Where would you put it on the list? Because we argue for Mario Kart.
Number 5.
Okay, so you would put it right before Mario Kart.
Above Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Okay, but you would put it right below. You wouldn't put it any lower than that. I just want to make sure we're all on the same.
I wouldn't put it any lower than that. I think it's better than Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I would not put it above Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, though, and I'll put my foot down. I don't think there's any change in my mind.
No.
I still think that's too high. I was looking at fucking number 7 or 8 or something. That's still... All these games guys surpassing is ridiculous, guys. Come on.
No.
Fucking Symphony of the Night. Ace Attorney.
Well, I mean, I would put it below Symphony of the Night, but above Mario Kart, which is the problem of the list, right? Like, that's just the nature of the beast.
I'm putting my foot down with Mario Kart. I don't think it's better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe by any means.
I hold Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in pretty high regard. I would be okay with putting it below Mario Kart, personally.
I mean, the nature of the beast is either Noah or I are going to move up or down. That's all that's going to happen. So I'm
like, fucking Mario Kart 8 is like the best Mario Kart in the series.
Yeah.
Smash Melee isn't even the best fucking Smash game.
But Smash at its height is just higher than Mario Kart. That's just the nature of the beast.
We're comparing the quality of the games overall, everything. Not just not just your personal experience. You have to look at the quality.
But what I'm saying is that the quality of Super Smash Bros. Melee is a fully featured, well implemented, with the core of a rock solid foundation video game that I've found enjoyment of from the age of 6 to the age of 23.
Okay,
I think that is something worth rewarding in a way that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But what I'm saying is that I've grown as a person, and Smash Melee has changed, but has remained just as good as it was. That's remarkable. You know, that's a thing that is completely different than a lot of other fighting games that I played.
Okay.
As a kid, I didn't like other fighting games. And I think that's something that's worth remarking on, because I mean, going back to Brawl, I don't feel the same way about Brawl that I did when the Brawl came out. I look at it a completely different way. You know, Smash 4, even Smash 4 coming out to it now, I feel differently about it, right? And that's fine. That's the nature of the beast.
I get it. That's your nostalgia.
Well, it's not nostalgia. That's a bad argument, because I'm saying that's completely different.
But I feel completely different. Melee to me has changed. It's changed to me too. When I first came out, I was like, "This is the best Super Smash Bros. Game." When Brawl came out, I was like, "Oh, it's surpassed Melee." That was me. This is my opinion. And then when 4 came out, 4 is better than it. It's the best Smash Brothers game to me. And I think my opinion on Melee has gone down, and it's gone down for a lot of reasons, because 1, it's been surpassed, to me, and 2, the community around it is very toxic to me, and it's
that's
really,
not a,
no.
That's
this
the
is my
qualities
opinion.
of the game. That is
your
the
opinion
outside
of you being a little kid playing this game. I'm giving my opinion of how I've grown and how I've looked at it from the outside. No, fine. But you're not gonna. I respected your opinion. I understand where you're coming from. But you're
we're going to put it below Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is fine. It's the nature of the beast. If I don't move down, Noah's going to eventually move up to end what's happening. But
let him finish what he's saying, though. He's like, he should be expressing his.
Well, unless we're going. Well, I get it. But we're going. I mean, I get it. I've got it. I understand.
You completely shot down my opinion.
No, I didn't. What I'm saying is that I'm willing to meet you at number 5. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I get where you're coming from. That you don't think it's the best Smash.
And how the community of the game changed my opinion on it. And I think that's a fair comparison.
Well, I don't know if it is, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day.
But talking about the game itself, like,
Yeah.
I mean, Melee, when I went back to it, like, it was still easy to go back to, but I will say it did feel a little bit weird to me. Like, I don't know how to describe what I felt about Mario Kart. And not Mario Kart.
Well, I mean, that's
Melee.
always bound to happen because you
just-
you get used to what is another game in the
but,
series
like,
that has
it
a
just-
similar type of gameplay.
I don't know. For Melee, just felt a little bit off, I guess. I don't know exactly how to explain what I feel. But
I mean, it's like people that play Street Fighter 2
Because
versus
you
Street
play
Fighter 4.
better Smash games. That's why.
No, that's not the case. Because
Yeah,
there are people that still
okay,
play Street
no,
Fighter
he's
3
right.
and going from Street Fighter 5.
are we settling?
There's a
for
lot of
number 5?
disrespect. There's a lot of disrespect to Melee. It's a pretty good game, and it's number 5.
I
not
think
saying
it's
it's
incredible.
not
If I didn't
good,
think
it's
it
a
was a
great
good game, I
game.
would
It's
have
number
said
5.
5.
We did it.
Yeah, it's
Like you're
way
thinking
too high
my
still.
arguments against it. I'm trying to smash on this game. No pun intended. But it's number fucking 5.
We agreed. We're agreeing. We've agreed. It's number 5.
We did it.
We did it. We did it.
I feel a lot of regret, everyone.
I knew this moment was gonna happen. That's I said oh no at the beginning because I knew we were gonna get mad at each other. Not oh no, it's Super Smash Brothers Melee. That was my
Well,
oh no.
they're tied. They're linked together in a lot of ways. The emotions of the game and the game itself. But that is where it is on the list. Number 5, obviously, still very good. But you argue about when you get to the top of the list. That's when passions get high. That's when people care a lot about the games you argue for. People don't get mad about the number 17. We get mad at number 17 because it's Elite Beat Agents. But like
Well, you got mad.
Shadows of Memory or Nintendo Land, no one's like, oh man, I have a lot of passion, right? I mean, obviously, no one likes Shadows of Memories. But what I'm saying is, when you get to the top of the list, you're gonna get heated, and that's fine. It's the nature of the beast of the list. But surrounding it, I guess the top 5 we should now say 1 through 5: Breath of the Wild. Number 2, Red Dead Redemption. Number 3, Ocarina of Time. Number 4, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 5, Super Smash Brothers Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. That is the podcast for this week. That is a very Smash-focused episode. So that was fun. Still fun to talk about Smash. It sounds sarcastic, but I mean it. Like, it's fun to talk about Smash. Like, even when you're like yelling about it, you're like, man, I still really like Smash Brothers. That's the nature of video games. It's pretty good. But I guess before we go, we should mention what we do here on the Jump Up Supercast. It's going to be a little weird because it's E3 this upcoming week, but Muzamel, can you explain to us what is going on?
For E3 week?
No, just in general. What's our normal schedule?
Okay, so
our normal schedule?
you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on SoundCloud, and anywhere else you can. There's podcast services. We do Twitch streams. We've been slacking a little bit, but we're gonna pick up back on it. I promise. Every Monday to Thursday, hopefully, we stream. Brandon, Noah, Saf, Will, they'll have great content. Please check us out on Twitch. We're pretty close to the follower count that we want.
I'm going to interrupt. You said Brandon, Noah, Saf, Will. There is the potential for another name on that list.
There is.
Muzamel.
So tune in to the E3 bets special that I don't know if it's already up or going up.
Should be
but
up.
one of the if I lose, I will also be streaming something, a very special game.
Potentially 2 games.
Yeah, potentially 2 games. So check out that betting special so you could see what exactly the stakes are. And just to see, our kind of weird, wacky, crazy predictions for E3.
They're going to be very wrong. You're going to know immediately that they're wrong when you listen to it.
Yeah, anyway, we'll catch us every week. And we will see you later, I guess. E3 soon. Get hype. Nintendo Direct is on my birthday. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, happy birthday, Muzamil.
Hey, Muzamil, happy.
It's on my
happy
birthday. It's very
birthday.
exciting.
So that is the podcast for this week. Have a fun E3, everybody. Treat each other right, on the internet and Twitch chats, just all across. Watch out for trouble and try to be the best you can be. But like I said earlier, just have a fun E3, everybody.